All right, boss.
What's up,
Guess what?
y'all?
I'm gonna be
What?
the one that decides that we're getting right to it and hearing from Jack. So
You
let's
think so?
go. Yeah, I think so. It's my time to shine. We got Forbes on here. We got a lot of topics to cover. Let's get right to it.
That's true. Episode 89, y'all. Spinny, who do you got to shout out?
It is the Mark Clayton episode. That's who we're
Mark
going with.
Clayton. The
Mark
hell?
Clayton episode, yeah.
That's not the
Or
best
Mark
you could come
Andrews
up with.
episode. The Marks.
Okay.
We'll take the Marks.
Okay. Forbes, you know any 89s?
The Mike Ditka, I think.
Yeah.
And Jericho Cotchery.
Let's go.
Go, gosh. We haven't even said the best 89, probably, out of all these dudes.
Who is Santana Moss?
Not Boss either. Steve Smith. Come on,
Oh.
Is Steve
Senior.
Smith better than Santana Moss?
man. Well, duh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. He says,
All
nice.
right. You're probably right, but who knows? What do we got
All
first
right.
for him today,
Episode
boss?
89. We're doing headlines. A lot of coaching hires in the NFL. Spinny and I broke this news live on the pod last week. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, though, Forbes. Harbaugh to the Chargers. What'd you think about that hire?
I think it's a tough place to win, honestly. Like you got no support you got no fan support, first of all. And you're playing in the Rams Stadium. And you're playing in LA, which people really don't care about football that much anyway. It just seems like a weird move for Harbaugh, in my opinion. Like I think when I think of Harbaugh, he's like the most football guy I can think of. And he went to like the least football city there is. Like there's no history there.
Those are good points.
I think
But
there was a lot of drooling over Herbert, though, huh?
I do like that. And I feel like he's going to have a defense that's going to be top notch. And I think he's going to bring like really good football guys like with them. So
Right.
good for the Chargers, but I don't know if it's great for John Harbaugh.
I did see one of his coordinators was joining him. I can't remember if it was the OC or DC. You guys see that or no?
I didn't see
I
it,
did
but
see one of those guys are joining him, though.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Other hires we had Raheem Morris to the Falcons, Dave Canales to the Panthers, Mike McDonald to the Seahawks, and today, Dan Quinn to the Commanders. None of those really jump out to me, if I'm being honest, you guys. Do you guys have any thoughts, Spinny? I feel like you might.
Lots of mid-sauce coaching hires there to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Dan Quinn's a great DC, but mid-coach.
these guys are all good coordinators. Yeah.
I hate the Seahawks hiring a defensive coach. I hate it.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate it.
Makes no sense.
Raheem Morris. Are you winning a Super Bowl with Raheem Morris?
I do.
I don't know.
I doubt it. But I do think he deserves a second shot at being a head coach.
That's fair.
His first stint with the Bucs obviously did not go well, but
yeah.
Do you think Bill Belichick deserves a second chance of being an NFL head coach?
I was going to ask that. You guys think he ever coaches again? Because I'm kind of skeptical.
Yeah, You don't think so?
Oh, he's 100% coaching again. 100,000%.
I think so too.
He was waiting for the right job. He didn't love any of the jobs.
I'm just gonna wait.
If my prediction right this second would be the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys is Bill Belichick. I honestly think that could happen.
It probably already should be, right? Like, why the hell are we re-signing Mike McCarthy? Like, that was a stupid move. But yeah, I mean, that's probably what he's waiting for, right? You know, maybe things go bad in Philly again somehow. We might as well jump to that one. Kellen Moore is now joining the Eagles as well. Let's just get two of the best coordinators, if not the best two coordinators in football, to join your staff. Jeez.
Saying
was
on
their
his
biggest
jobs on
issue.
the line.
Yeah, and he
On the
went
line.
and got some dudes,
100%.
that's for sure.
No, but now it's more on the line because now you mess up with dudes
Oh,
that
yeah,
were good
that's-
everywhere
oh, yeah.
else. Then you're really effed.
Right. That is a good point.
So his
Kellen
job's
Moore
real on
and
the
Vic
line.
Fangio, yeah, you better be doing something with those two on your staff. Another one I have to ask. Ben Johnson. We had all these rumors about Ben Johnson, Lions OC, potentially taking a head coaching job. Do you guys think that was, kind of similar to Belichick where he just didn't see an opening that he liked? Or because I thought for sure he was going to get hired by a team, if I'm being honest.
I heard the price blew some people out of the water. So
Okay.
I heard his asking price was like mind blowing to multiple owners. So I think that was was something that weighed in their decisions as well. But also I think his asking price was so high, like you said, because he didn't see any of those as exactly the right fit.
Can you blame him? Like who the hell would want to be the Commanders coach? Like, no offense to any Commanders fans out there, but that's one of the most sorry franchises there is in the NFL. Panthers too. Like, why would you? I would never leave a good team that was just in the NFC Championship to go to the last place Panthers. That's for sure.
Forbes?
Polanco. Other news. Let's jump to baseball.
Oh, come
Our
on.
guy, Jorge Polanco.
Forbes needed to comment on that. I know he wanted to. I saw him.
No, I just wanted to say, like, I think a lot of these dudes, we forget how, like, competitive they are. And I think there's 32, like, lucrative, like, jobs. Like, that's, like, the highest level of football, like, coaching. And I just think these dudes are wired differently. I mean, the asking price might have been a little too high, but if you're offered one of those jobs, I think it's almost like you got to take it if you're given like a chance. And if you decline the first job, you might not get the second one again. Like, I feel like they move on.
You really
pretty
think
quick.
so?
I don't know. I feel like you can. There's so much turnover that I feel like guys are looking different directions like every year. That it does seem like Ben Johnson though. It should be like one of the 32 NFL head coaches though. So
interesting. I like that take.
He's betting on himself. That's for sure.
Now we
Jorge
can talk
Polanco.
about Jorge.
He's gone, fellas. Let me pop up the trade. We got Darren Bowen, right-hand pitcher. Anthony DeScalfani, right-hand pitcher as well. Gabriel Gonzalez, outfielder. And Justin Topa, right-hand reliever. 2 prospects and 2 major leaguers. This is a good return. I feel like DeScalfani could slot in as our 4th or 5th starter during the season. And Topa, he had like a 2.7, 2.8 ERA out of the bullpen last year with over 60 innings pitched. So that's a nice bullpen piece. Obviously, the Twins are always looking for bullpen. I was kind of shocked. I didn't anticipate Jorge Polanco being worth this much. Plus, one of the prospects we got was their 3rd-rated prospect from the Mariners. So I don't know. What do you guys think of all this trade? Because to me, I think we for sure won the deal, at least on paper.
I definitely think we won the deal. That saying, I think they'll like having Polanco. I mean, he is pretty consistent, like good hit in the middle of your lineup, or even early in it. But I think this says a lot about the Twins, like middle infield, and I think that they think that this Brooks Lee guy is coming up here. I think he played half and half AA, AAA last year, but I think it just says we have like the depth that we have at middle infield positions.
Yeah, we got
Agreed.
Julian too. Julian,
we have a
Brooks
lot in the
Lee,
middle infield.
Correa.
But I'm with Bus. I was surprised Polanco was worth this much given everything is inconsistency and that stuff. So that was cool. I never would have thought we would have got close to that. So I was happy with it.
3rd-rated prospect plus 2 guys that actually could play on our major league roster next year, 2 pitchers. I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Another baseball trade happened today, right before we started streaming this podcast. Corbin Burns traded to the Orioles. Spinny, your squad from this past season out here making moves. They're ready to make a real push. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, the preseason MLB for this year, it might be spinning back on the Orioles train. I might be driving the Orioles
You
train
better
the
be.
whole year, baby.
That's what we've been saying, right? That they only need some pitching, some elite pitching.
That's
Well,
what we've been
damn, they just
talking
got a
about on
Cy
this
Young winner.
pod. Literally.
Yeah. Forbes, do you have any reactions to that one? Did you even see it yet?
I did not see that, and I'm a huge Corbin Burns fan, so I don't like to see him come into the AL, but yeah, that is a good get. I mean,
that is
Orioles are stacked.
Orioles are nice, yeah. They traded all I don't have the details on, but they traded all prospects. So it's good seeing them unload some of their guys still in the minor leagues, right? Because all their studs are already in the major leagues, all their young guys. So I love this move. They won 100 games last year. Why not try to make that push, right?
We love teams in the Yankees division being good. That's what
yes.
We love the Rays. We love the Orioles.
Yep.
We love the Jays. They can just be good all the time. We're fine with
And
it.
we just love teams going for it too. I just love teams trying to win. Like that's the point of competing. Like you want to win. Like
go especially small market teams.
For sure.
The Orioles are on the back end of the Dynasty League tank, and they finally re-upped everybody, and now they're just going for it. That's where they're at. All their first round picks gone.
Oh gosh. Last headline here. Then we will jump to the NFL playoffs. All-Star reserves were announced tonight. Western All-Stars reserves: Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry, Paul George, and Karl Anthony Towns. Hence my headline here on the stream. We have 2 All-Stars. That blew my mind. Yes, we are the number 1 seed in the West, so we obviously deserve it. I did not think the coaches would give us that, though. And I must say, if I'm being brutally honest here, sorry for all Wolves fans that might disagree with this take, but Domantas Sabonis, 1,000,000,000,000,000% should be in this game over Cat. He's having a way better year.
Agreed. I couldn't agree more with that. Other takeaway for me, you said West and East, right? Or are we just sticking on the
I only
West
said
side?
West so far.
Okay.
I only said West.
All right, I'll wait then.
Forbes, do you like my take there? Sabonis should be in over Cat, or do you think record-wise we definitely need to have 2?
I'm in the camp where the best players should get in. Who's ever having the best season?
That's why I feel like it's got to be Sabonis.
No, I 100% agree, but they do this thing where they reward the teams that finish the season. I mean, MVP is just like this too. I feel like you have to be a top 2 or 3 seed in your conference to get the MVP.
Right.
All-Star the same way. They just reward winning.
Yeah,
so it's nice.
They definitely do.
It's good to be on the right side of that though for once.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. And obviously not taking anything away from Cat. He has played very well this year. So definitely not taking anything away from him. It is crazy though, because now we have the Wolves, the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Suns. We have 4 Western Conference teams with 2 All-Stars. That just, I don't know. That doesn't really sit right to me. I don't know.
8 of the 14 guys come from 4 teams. Crazy.
Yeah. East All-Stars: Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, Bam Adebayo, Julius Randle, Tyrese Maxey, and Paolo Banchero. Spinny, what was your issue with this one?
Well, I was campaigning for Kristaps over Bam.
Porzingis.
I get it, but I was definitely campaigning there. Also, Trae Young?
What are we doing? Huh? Yes.
What are we talking about? I think Trae could have been in over. Was Bam was.
I don't know if they've announced. Yeah, I don't know if they've announced that yet. It was either. I don't know. I think Paulo was for sure one of the wild cards.
Yep.
Your front court would be Jaylen Brown, obviously, and then Bam and Randall, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So one of those guards is a wild card, maybe Maxey, and then Paulo would be the other wild card.
Yeah. So I think over Paulo for sure, and if Bam were an option, I think over Bam as well for Trae Young. I don't know how you can be that good, have stat lines like that. I don't know the assist level that he generates in comparison to the rest of the NBA. There's just not many guys that average over 10 assists a game, and he doesn't.
Isn't there only 2?
Yeah.
Tyrese and him?
Yeah. And he's been doing it for multiple years, like it's just the easiest thing on the planet. So I don't know how you can't put him in.
And kind of like Sabonis. Trey got snubbed last year too.
Yeah, he did.
These guys are being left out 2 years in a row, 2 great seasons in a row, and they're just going to continue to be left out. Yeah, I wasn't with that one at all. I think Powell should be the one taken off that list. I mean, he hasn't been having that great of a season. He is a borderline all-star for sure, but I definitely would not put him in this game yet. Forbes, do you think Trae Young should be in? 27-10, this man's averaging.
No, I know, but I guess it comes back to the winning stuff. I don't know. I get getting the best like 24 guys then. I also got a question. So the coach's pick, is the head coach the winner of for the finals coaches the year before? Is it the number 1 seed in the conference at the time?
It's the number 1 seed, right? We figured that out.
So it'd be Finch.
I think we discovered that it was the current number 1 seed.
So that makes sense. That's why we got.
But 2. I don't know when they make that decision. Like what day or whatever.
We've always been the 1 seed,
So yeah, it's probably Finch and Joe Maz, I would guess.
Yeah.
Chris Finch, let's go. That'd be wild.
We're checking on that right now. Keep talking while I'm checking.
I think Finch is having some kind of. He's doing something at like Head Flyer Brewing on Sunday, Spinny, like a live show or something with Krasinski.
Really? That's lit.
That would actually be something cool to check out.
Spinny. What's the verdict? Did you find it?
No, I can only get last year's coaches. I cannot find it. So
who were the coaches last year? Malone and
the coaches and Joe Maz.
So it's got to be the number 1s because those teams were number 1 last year at All-Star break. So
yeah, but I also think there's like a year in a row rule. I don't know. I think it's more than 2 years in a row. I think so. I don't know. Too complicated.
Parties and Hardos, help us out here, man. If you know the answer to this question, drop a comment because we're interested in knowing if our boy Chris Finch is going to lead the West All-Stars this year or not.
Hey, Bus. Don't you enjoy how deep the NBA is that we can have these arguments about the All-Stars too? I mean, Trae Young getting left off is kind of a testament to like
how talented the league
is, man. I feel it's really lucrative.
It is wild.
Those 12 spots.
It is definitely crazy. Spinny and I kind of talked about this last week on the pod. Do you think the NBA All-Star Game should increase roster size or no? Stay at 12 per conference?
No, I like 12.
Okay. More than 14? I like 14.
I don't know. 12 guys.
I think
that's like a.
I think in when is it? 2026 the goal is for expansion, I think. I think when the 2 new teams come in, they have to increase the rosters. I think that's a mandatory thing. You can't add 2 more NBA teams and then still only have 24 players for 32 teams.
You could.
It just doesn't really make sense to me. But what the hell do I know, I guess. All right, let's jump to the NFL playoffs. Let's start with the conference championship games, huh? Chiefs win 17-10. Big takeaway for me from this game. Ravens making a lot of dumbass mistakes and also Spinny being a dumbass as well. He got Mahomes, like his headline says. Spinny, I'll just let you comment on it. Go ahead, man.
Oh, you want me? Oh, no, you can go ahead. You were on a roll over there. You can keep talking. Like, you don't have to pass it to me at all. You know, I can just stay back here and chill if you want.
Just going to be silent for this game?
No, that's what I get. That's what I get. Picking against Patrick Mahomes is what I get. So I'll just sit here and eat my crow, but it goes back to the beginning of the season. I couldn't pick Chiefs-Niners again. You told me to. I should have, but I couldn't. So I had to go with the Ravens, and they gave it a valiant effort and just couldn't Couldn't make it happen at the end. Lamar's in that Giannis before he won the championship stage now, where there's a crap ton of pressure on him to win 2 MVPs.
Well, I was gonna ask you guys who you think Lamar's NBA comparison is.
You were?
Yeah, that is a question.
It's Giannis pre-champ
I would just simply say Joel Embiid.
or Joel Embiid.
Both MVP winners, both have not done anything in the playoffs, really.
At least Lamar's made it to a conference championship, though.
It's football. He had to win one game. One single game, and he was in the AFC Championship. One.
Yep. Harder than 2 series in the NBA.
I think
sometimes.
it's Embiid. I feel like it's Embiid.
Oh, come on. You got one, Forbes? Lamar NBA comparison?
No, yeah. See, it's tough because I was trying to think of someone that's a 2-way just because he can run and pass. I do like the pre-Giannis though. I don't know. Maybe. See, I think he's gonna get one at some point. So he might be that. He might be Giannis. That is a good possibility. He's likable. Everyone. Does anyone hate Lamar? Like,
no.
You guys are transitioning perfectly to all these questions I wanted to ask you guys. One of the questions I was going to ask you was this the Ravens' best chance at a title? So you think they're going to get it done? Keep in mind, Joe Burrow was not playing this year. The Bengals were not a thing. They're going to be a thing. Chargers. Can Harbaugh turn that team around? Who knows? Pat Mahomes is always going to be in the mix. CJ Stroud looks like a legit-ass quarterback. He brought a random team to the playoffs this year. Maybe they could keep making steps. I don't know. The AFC is pretty loaded. Pretty loaded.
The AFC is locked and loaded, and that's always going to make it hard. But the Ravens' defense is for real. It's pretty young. You know that's going to stay a thing for a while. And I just have too much. John Harbaugh's a great coach. He's had his job for so long. And I just think like how they've been evolving with Monken and in the second and third year of that. And I just like everywhere the Ravens are going. Zay Flowers is only going to get better. I trust their draft room. I just think they're going to be building this for longer than we think.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair. Is that kind of your thoughts too, Forbes? Defense being so good that.
Yeah, no, I think Lamar is kind of like offense proof. Like I feel like you could put him in almost any offense and he'd be able to work. I know they did cater to his running ability like the first few years, but he's shown that his arm is just as good as any of these top guys. That I don't know. I also like I do like their tight end combo with Mark Andrews and Likely too. So.
That is a nasty combo. Yeah, and Zay Flowers is legit. Zay Flowers legit. Besides, taunting after a big catch to move him back 15 yards and then fumbling at the goal line. But whatever.
And one of these years, one of these years they're not going to be on like their 5th and 6th running back in the playoffs either.
Yeah. One of these years, the running back's actually going to be healthy.
That is true. That's wild. Like I was actually talking about that to a friend. Like, if you think about it, the Ravens really rolled out Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, and Keaton Mitchell as their 3 running backs, and they had the best record in the entire league.
It sucks to suck for running backs, but the position just isn't as needed for winning as it used to be.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Chiefs a little bit now. Kelsey, he just keeps doing it in the playoffs. He was slowing down so much in the regular season. People are wondering if this was it for him. And now he's just balling out like he always does in the playoffs. Last 12 playoff games, guys, this is his stat line. Absolutely. This is a whole freaking season worth of stats here in 12 games. 105 catches in 12 games, 1,178 yards, and 13 touchdowns. Those are his last 12 playoff games. Unguardable.
So how many catches again?
105 catches in 12 games.
Yeah, so we're basically talking about 8 catches, 9 catches, like 96 yards and a touchdown on average for the last 12 playoff games. Yeah.
That's pretty an elite season.
Literally
nuts.
Have you got can you guys even think of a more elite duo in the playoffs than Kelsey and Mahomes? I mean, keep in mind they have the most touchdowns in the AFC Championship as a duo. Kelsey also passed Jerry Rice for the most catches in postseason history.
I mean, it's Brady and Gronk.
Yep.
Right.
It's Montana and Rice
Jerry.
/ Steve Young and Jerry. Both of them had crazy playoff runs. Those are the ones that come to mind right away.
And it's Kelsey Mahomes, basically.
Yeah.
After that, like they're on the Mount Rushmore, at least. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Top 4.
Yeah. Maybe.
How about this Chiefs? How about this Chiefs defense, though?
Yeah. How about this Chiefs defense?
32 points allowed in the last 8 games in the second half of those 8 games. Isn't that absurd? 4 points allowed on average in the second half of games.
I mean, Kansas City's lucky too. They got one of those guys that is a great coordinator, got his chance to be a head coach, failed, and he's never going to get another chance now. So you've kind of got a guy that's going to be over and over one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. That's been impressive. And then their drafting's been impressive. It's been awesome. It's just been Pro Bowler and great corner, and George Karlaftis is good now, and Chris Jones turned into Aaron Donald, and their linebackers are good, and Snead's a god, and just all of it. Just boom, 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 boom. So it's good GMing, good organizationing. That's what happens.
Forbes?
Yeah, no, I guess I echo a lot of the things that Spinny says. I don't have anything new to put in.
Okay, last question I have for you guys, then we'll jump to the NFC game. Mahomes, 4 Super Bowl appearances in 6 seasons as a starter in this league. Fill in the blank. Right now, today, before the Super Bowl, Mahomes is already a top what QB of all time? Top 5, Spinny says, without even a third ring. Top 2. So you're saying Brady to Mahomes already.
Well, are we projecting? Or are we right now?
Right now. So this does not include a third ring. It's 2 rings, 4 Super Bowl appearances. I think I agree with Spinny. It's top 5 for sure. My bias would have it probably.
I'm still taking Joe and Peyton right now.
Yeah.
I don't think
you would. Yeah. You're not? Okay. I mean, I can't really argue it because he's something we've never seen. So
I think it's eye test why. I mean, he's unbelievable. And it's every week too. It's like he's making these crazy, awesome throws, and he can make every throw on the field. And if you keep him upright, he's gonna find somebody. I think the Chiefs found the recipe. Just get a good defense, keep him upright with the offensive line, and just put any weapons around him.
And they're gonna hit on one of these receivers early, and they're gonna have him cheap, and then they're gonna be nuts.
Well, Rice started turning out there.
Yeah, it could be Rice, but
could be Rice.
They're gonna hit one of these times. Plus, they're gonna get discounts on like guys that are older. Just had a good year maybe, but their team doesn't want to resign them. They're older. They're gonna go somewhere not quite washed yet. So they're gonna figure it out too at the wide receiver position. What?
A name pops to my head immediately, almost like I said they should have just traded for him at the deadline. Free agent who just had his 10th straight year of 1,000 yards. Mike Evans.
Mike Evans
get his ass.
Would be nuts. They're gonna have to pay. I think Mike might take the money though somewhere. We'll see.
He wants some bread. I mean, he does have a ring, so
Mike's getting the bread, hardcore bread from somebody.
He better. Yeah,
he should.
100%. All right, NFC Championship game. 49ers ended up winning 34-31. Insane. Lions are up 24-7 at halftime. Outscored 27-7 in the second half for the Niners to win. I have to ask you guys, what did you think about the Lions taking the points to end the half to go up 17, but then not taking the points again to start the second half? And instead going for it on fourth, did not convert. Niners scored immediately after.
So my thoughts are before the half, you take the points because first of all, you're going up 3 scores. And second of all, you don't get like the field position game. Like that's half like the reason you're going for it. It's like, oh, okay, well if we don't get it, they're starting at the wherever. Like we got great field position. There wasn't even the field position game there. So I don't mind them being aggressive in the second half there, but before the half, I think it's people say momentum's not real, but I think it's 100% real. And it's a different mindset going into halftime with that lead.
Also, I think that's Dan. He's Mr.
That's what he does. Yes.
Yeah, he's Mr. Go for it, but and I agree with Forbes. I think at the end of the second half, it's more like you don't want bad momentum going into the second half. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to go for it, not get it. Their defense gets this big like we stopped you, blah blah blah, going right into half. But then again, and then again in the third and fourth, like that's just who Dan's gonna be. So and that's what's got him this far. So you gotta stick with that.
I don't know. I'm kind of in the boat that they should have just took the points both times. Like,
Really?
That's what I was.
I want to hear. I want to hear that
because
we
talked about momentum, right? The Niners already just scored. What the last thing you want to happen is you go for it, you don't get it, they score a touchdown. All of a sudden, they have 2 scores already in the second half. What happened? That exact scenario happened. Like I think you just got to keep playing it safe and trust your defense a little more. Trust that you're going to get pressure on Purdy, force him to make plays because now he's down 3 scores once again. I don't know. I thought they should have just taken points again. I didn't have that much of an issue with that one. I had more of the issue with the 4th down and 3 in the fourth quarter. That's when I thought for sure they should have taken the points. Because what, you're only going to get, 1 more possession in the game? Like you got to.
What was the score at that point? I don't have that written.
They were up by. Yeah, the Niners were down 10, I believe.
So is 10 to 13 matter?
No, they weren't down 10.
No, they were down 7.
Or 7. Yeah, 7.
All right. Yeah, I mean that one I do understand. Then 10 and 7, obviously a huge difference at that point in the game. Our Lions were down 7.
Lions were up 7, and they went for it on 4th and 3 instead of kicking a field goal.
No, yeah, that one is more understandable given the time left in the game and the fact that it would have put them up 2 possessions. But again, it is Dan being Dan, so I got to respect it on some level, but hindsight, obviously, it doesn't look like a good call.
Like you said, I mean, you do it all year. You got to keep doing what got you there. So I do understand that for sure. The biggest issue, and he's already came out and said to the media that like this was completely his fault, was burning that timeout late because that forced them to kick the onside kick. So that was the biggest fault of Campbell in this game. This kind of leads all these issues the Lions had, right? Leads in the question I want to ask you guys. If you're a Lions fan, would you be absolutely livid out of your mind about blowing this game, or are you just simply happy you made it this far? You finally won a playoff game. I don't know, because I feel like it's pretty even. I mean, these Lions fans haven't seen a playoff win in 30 years. Most of them probably didn't even think they'd make it this far.
Don't be entitled, is what I would say to Lions fans that are ticked about this. Don't be entitled.
Okay.
Let's hear it, Forbes. Come on, let's hear it, dog. As someone who hasn't seen their team ever win one, you only get so many chances, and like you only get so many like great teams that actually have like championship aspirations. And this Lions team definitely could have won the Super Bowl this year. So
yeah,
I think you got to be somewhat like, what are we doing? I don't know. My Vikings Minnesota sports fandom is coming out here where I would be, if it took me all that time just to get to an NFC championship, you don't know how long it's going to take to get back. The Lions look good, but
took you 30 years to win one game.
I don't know. Jordan Love looked damn good this playoffs too.
Yeah. Bears got assets.
Yeah. It's just not easy to get back there.
I like it. I like the greed on the hard-headed pod today. All the greed.
26 years, no championship, Spinny. That'll do it to you.
True. Facts. All right, boss. Is it time yet for me to kick your butt, or you got more?
I want one more question. Other side of
All
the
right.
spectrum now. Niners. So, are you feeling more confident heading into the Super Bowl that you've made 2 games in a row? You've made comebacks. You got the job done. Win's a win, right? Or are you just now simply more worried because you fell that far behind to a Jared Goff-led team, and now you're facing Patrick Mahomes? What would your thoughts be as a Niners fan?
I think you are optimistic as a Niners fan, but I would not say confident. I think going
Okay.
against Mahomes and the Chiefs and what they've been doing and how good their defense is, a defense that can probably actually give your Avenger-ish offense a little bit of trouble. So I think you are a little worried about that, but I think you're optimistic because overall your team is more talented, and you have more Pro
Yes.
Bowlers, and your coach is worse, but it's at least close. Your coach is
Correct.
worse, but it's at least close.
Forbes looks
but-
like he doesn't
Go
think
ahead,
it's close
Forbes.
with that face.
You don't think it's close?
I think I think a lot of these playoff games, if you just look at you don't even look at the rest of the team, but you look at the head coach and the QB, and you just rate them, and whatever the sum is of head coaches and QBs like ranking, if you took the team with the higher head coach QB rating, I feel like you're gonna win most of the time. And I think if you're a Niners fan, you're worried about the head coach difference, where Andy Reid's been there and done it, and Shanahan has been there and
Choked.
hasn't done it, and you got Mahomes who's been there and done it, and you got Brock Purdy who hasn't.
No, again, you're using the Spinny coach and quarterback formula over there. So thanks for
Spinny
for
does
being me.
love
So
using that.
it is.
It works a lot.
But if I'm a Niners fan, I'm optimistic because I'm selling myself on my team's better. My team's better top to bottom. Even though we'll get to our picks at a later date, but I'm not a Niners fan, that's for sure.
I think the Ravens were when they were looking at it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got the better team."
I think coach and quarterback is closer though with the Ravens than it is. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, ignore my. Yeah. So I
think the Ravens team is better too.
True. All right.
Super Bowl. Let's jump to it. Super Bowl 58. Chiefs, Niners. Spinny, I know you said you didn't want to pick against Mahomes, but do you want to beat me in our playoff battle? Because I am now winning 17-15 since you picked against Mahomes last week, which means I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm putting it all on you, man. What do you care about more?
You know what's funny? You know when you're going to find out who I'm going to pick? Next week. That's when you're going to find out who I'm going to pick. We're going to have another pod before the Super Bowl. You don't get it early. You don't get a sneak peek at my pick.
Okay.
Get out of here.
That's good podcasting.
Next week you get my pick. Yeah. And now I know your pick. Yeah, I'm scouting ahead. Let's go.
There's only 2 teams. Shut the hell up.
Still know your pick, and you don't know mine. Let's go. Tune in next week to see my pick. Let's get it.
Okay. Well, I still want to hear Forbes' pick since we have him on. Who are you taking in this game and why?
To win?
Yes, to win the game.
It is Niners -2.
Fun fact, I did pick these 2 teams to go to the Super Bowl. I picked the Chiefs over the Niners in my preseason pick. I got to stick with the Chiefs. But if I'm being honest, going into this playoffs, I was not confident at all with the Chiefs side. So they've won me back, and I think Mahomes is winning number 3.
Number 3. Yes, sir. 3 in 6 years. 3 in 6 years.
Love it. We love it, Forbes. Thanks for your pick, and Bus and Hardee's and Hardos. You have to wait for next week for mine.
Don't bet on Kyle Shanahan.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to.
Or you're gonna have to.
Oh my gosh!
It's that time, ain't it? It's finally that time. It's that time I've been waiting 40 minutes for. Time to kick some ass.
Okay. I will go first. Easy question. Most catches in NFL postseason history. What
Got
player?
it.
Is
Ready,
it?
Forbes?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's Travis Schnelcy.
That's what I was
Travis
gonna
Kelce.
say. Kelsey.
Yeah. I was going to say, you guys better get it. I literally just said it 10 minutes ago.
Who's number 2 on that?
Jerry Rice.
Jerry.
Okay.
Just past Jerry Rice.
That was gonna be my other guess, but I figured since it
I
was
was
easy.
hoping one of you would guess Jerry Rice. But
All right, I'll go next. My easy question. There's 3 players to win 5 or more NBA MVPs. Name 2 out of 3.
done.
To win 5 or more, you said?
5 or more. 2 won 5, and I think 1 won 6.
Done.
Got it.
All right, go.
Jordan,
Kareem and MJ.
Kareem, Magic.
Not Magic, but would you say the first 2?
He said the same as me. Kareem and MJ.
Yeah, and then Bill Russell.
Bill Russell, yeah.
AD and LeBronless Lakers beat the Celtics tonight. Austin Reeves dropping 32 against the C's.
I laugh at you, Spinny.
Wow.
I love your misfortunes.
Easy question for me. Who led the National Football League in passing yards this regular season?
Oh my God, I forgot.
I did
I
too.
actually forgot. Oh no. Oh freaking no.
I feel like this one's always weird too. Was it like Jared Goff or something? No.
Oh my gosh. I have a guess, but like I'm pretty sure it's not right.
Got a
Are you
guess, Forbes?
fact checking yourself here, Spinny, or what?
Just making sure.
All right, I got a guess. I'm gonna say Tua.
I was gonna say Josh Allen.
It is Tua. Tua leading the NFL in passing.
That one came way late too. I was gonna say Josh or
Tua,
God.
Jared Goff, Dak, Josh Allen, Brock Purdy. Top 5.
There you go. Jared Goff was 2, Forbes.
Yeah, it's such a weird. I feel like passing yards is.
I can't believe I didn't think of Tua when Tyreek literally led the NFL in receiving yards. Like, how stupid am I?
Yeah.
God dang it, boss.
It's all right. It happens.
All right. Headed into the medium round, Forbes, Spinny. I have 2. I have 1 since I just butchered that one. Medium question. This is kind of a hard question, but your answer is pretty simple, which is why it's medium. In our lifetime, how many teams have had 3 or more All-Star Game participants? Obviously, Spinny was hoping the Celtics would have joined this list this year, but they did not. Since 2000, we'll say. Since 2000, how many teams have had 3 or more All-Star Game participants in the same year? Obviously.
Is this like teams per season or like?
Yes.
So how many seasons?
I get what
of
you're
this?
saying. See, yes. I know exactly what you're referring to. So yes, that would count as 2.
Okay.
Because they're, a team from a
Yep.
different year. So
Yep.
I don't know what you're saying.
you just have to throw out a number. How many?
Yeah, I got it.
How many teams have had 3 or more
All right.
All-Stars?
In 26 years, so like
In 24 years since 2000. We'll just go since 2000.
Okay.
All right, I got my number.
Yeah, I got one too. I'm gonna say 6.
4.
I was gonna say 5, but
Forbes, you should have said 5. The answer is 5.
Oh!
I will tell you them all
Dang
right
it.
now.
Okay, did the Heat
2000.
have 2?
No. What I thought you were referring to was the KD Warriors.
The Warriors had 4.
Oh.
All of these teams actually had 4. 2018 Warriors, 2017 Warriors, 2015 Hawks. Remember that? Yes. All reserves. All those guys were reserves.
It was like Millsap, Teague,
Horford.
Who else?
Millsap, Teague, Corver, and Horford.
Corver made an All-Star game.
He was he replaced injured Miami Dwayne Wade.
Oh,
What it says.
so Trae Young will probably get the Julius Randle one spot.
Probably, yes. You would imagine.
Yeah.
2011 Boston Celtics. All 4 of them were reserves: Rondo, Ray Allen, Pierce, and Garnett. And 2006 Detroit Pistons. Billups, Richard Hamilton, Ben Wallace, and Rasheed Wallace all made the All-Star game as reserves. 5 times in our lifetime.
Bosh, Wade, and Braun never made an All-Star game together.
Isn't that wild?
That's
I think one was
wild.
Unless this list I'm looking at is only four All-Stars and not 3, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But either way, you're wrong because you only guessed 4. That would have made it
either
6.
way. Yeah, either way, I'm wrong, but interesting.
At least 4 has happened according to this website 9 times in NBA history. So, Celtics back in the day, they did it a lot. Were the other teams. So, little fun fact. All right, Forbes, what's your medium question?
All right. In 1999, the Spurs, they won their first championship to start the dynasty. They beat this 8 seed in a lockout shortened season.
Got
8
it.
seed in the East.
Got it.
What year?
1998, 1999. 1999 was the playoffs.
I got it because we had this question on trivia. Not this exact one, but about
Did you get
that
it?
8 seed.
Did you get it because I said the lockout, or did you,
No. We
Okay.
had this question about the 8 seed. So
Hmm.
unless I'm an
Oh,
idiot, or I'm
yeah.
just totally wrong. Yeah, it's me. Remember that?
Oh, what
All
was
right.
the team though?
5, 4.
Okay. I'm
Spinny's
gonna
gotta
say
go
the
first.
Knicks.
It's the Knicks,
Okay.
isn't it?
It is the Knicks. You guys both.
Go.
Because we talked about the Heat making the finals as the 8
Yep.
seed, so we had to talk about the only other team to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a good question, though, Forbes.
Oh, thank you. Too easy.
It was too easy. For us,
No,
I guess.
Gettable.
Okay.
right.
Only NBA team this season, not only NBA team, sorry. In the top, they're the top 12 of the NBA, the top 6 of both conferences, 12 teams total. Only one of these teams has a losing record on the road. Which team is it?
Can you just repeat it one more time?
Top 6 seeds in each conference: Boston, Milwaukee, New York, Cleveland, Philly, and Indiana. Minnesota, OKC, the Clippers, Denver, Sacramento, and Phoenix. Those are your 12 teams. Only one of them has a losing record on the road. Who is it?
Really?
Yep.
Wow. That's actually kind of impressive.
I know. That's why I used it.
I got mine. But I'm not confident.
Man, it's tough because I'm already drawing a blank on some of the 12 teams you just said. I'm just like thinking.
You had to go fast. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Pacers.
I was gonna say Pacers too. That was one of the options, right?
It is the Pacers. The Pacers are the team.
The only reason I
That's
said them
the
is because they were the worst team out of the East teams.
I was just trying to think of the standings. I couldn't even remember if Spinny said the Pacers.
It was them and the Suns, and I was just like, I'll pick the Pacers.
Let's go, boys. Just like that, I'm in first place. 5 points. You guys both have 4. Here we go. Hard round. You guys are going to absolutely hate me for this question, by the way. My roommate gave it to me, being
it's not a hockey question.
The huge soccer fan that he is.
Oh, soccer.
What is the only English Premier League team to be relegated all the way down to the 5th tier of English soccer and then make it all the way back up to the Premier League? There's only one team that's done it. Basically, they were in the Premier League. They were not good, so they got booted down all the way to the bottom tier. And now they're all the way back up in the English Premier League once again. What's the team?
That's crazy. I got to guess.
I am gonna guess Premier League team, but it's definitely probably not right.
I'm gonna say
Your
Leicester.
guess was Premier League team.
I mean, it's Tottenham. We're gonna say Tottenham.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
Leicester.
I was gonna say throw out an actual name.
Leicester City.
Neither of you guys are right. Is Luton Town.
Luton Town.
Luton Town,
Oh,
Luton Town, I don't know. Luton Town.
Sounds like
Isn't
they
that
should
crazy,
stay down in that. That is crazy.
Screw that question. That was ass. All right, Forbes.
All right. Which Central Division NBA player has played? You better have studied your basketball reference page because I know this is where it's coming
NBA.
from. Which NBA Central Division player has played the most total minutes so far this season? Central Division player.
I don't even know if that's in the East or the West.
It's the East.
I gotta write this. No,
it's the book.
why would you? Don't tell him what it is. Why would you do that? He should know that the Central's in the East. Okay. I'm simply writing the teams down so I can think about it. Wow, there's a lot of names that come to mind here.
Can you ask the question one more time?
Which Central Division NBA player has played the most minutes this year?
Out of just Central League, or they're actually number one in the whole NBA?
Number one in the whole NBA. I just wanted to give you guys a qualifier.
Okay. I don't think I'm right. I gotta guess. We'll go first name that came to my mind.
You already know the teams?
Well, duh.
How do you know the teams
we'll help you,
of
Spinny.
the division?
Bulls,
no,
Pacers,
do not.
Pistons,
This
Bucks,
is BS. Do not tell him that. Why would you tell him the teams?
and the Pacers.
Ooh, I like this hard question from Forbes. I like this Forbes hard question.
God, I had all five of those teams already written down.
You did?
Yes. You don't know the Central Division. It's the division right next to the Wolves.
All right. You want me to go first?
Just go first. I'm not. My guess isn't very good either. It's the first name that came to mind.
DeMar DeRozan.
That's definitely not right. I was going to say Scotty Barnes was my guess.
No, it's Kobe White.
No freaking way.
He has played the most total minutes this year. 1764.
Whoa. That's actually insane. My second guess was going to be Caruso. So
I asked Hoovie on the way home from basketball, and he said Kobe White.
Really?
I told him point guard though, so I took that qualifier off. But
okay.
Still, though, you get Dame or Tyrese or.
All right, Fetty. I guess I gotta cheer for your ass to beat Forbes here because my question is very gettable. Very gettable hard question. Who led the NFL in tackles this regular season?
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, what is his name? What is his name?
Total for the regular season.
If I just give a last name and a team, no, I can't do that.
Oh no.
I had to do it in fantasy. I played an IDP fantasy league this year, and I forget. We had some dude on the Colts that was unbelievable. I feel like he was just tackles.
I might have taken the L in this question, Forbes. I can't think of the name. I know who it is.
Is it the Colts? No.
If you get
Forbes,
close,
do you have a
I'll
name?
give it to you, but
I think I do have the name.
Okay, let's hear it. I don't have a name.
You're not gonna guess?
I'm not gonna. What, you want me to throw out a random ass name or what?
Yeah, I do.
I think it's.
Well, I'm not going to.
I think it's Zaire Franklin for the Colts.
Oh my God.
That was my thought, but I don't know.
No, he's right. He's right. He's right, isn't he?
No.
Zaire Franklin. So you're not guessing.
That's my guess.
Boss, you're taking the L.
I can't just copy him like that.
No, you can't.
But that's the answer, isn't it? It's
that
Zaire,
is not the answer. Zaire Franklin was second in the league in tackles. Number one in the league this season in combined total tackles is Bobby Wagner from the Seattle Seahawks.
Really?
Bobby Wagner.
I should have known that.
How many was Zaire short?
Four tackles.
God, dude, he was so good in sleeper fantasy.
I still win though.
You got it, Bus. You've literally got it.
I said okay, but like, you know what I mean. You were like about to read.
No,
the
yeah,
answer.
you didn't
I
actually
did say
get
it before you. Yes.
Does
that mean I get half
come
a
to your
point?
head or what? No, you don't get
Yeah,
shit.
just I don't know. Once I realized it wasn't the Colts because I kept thinking it was Zaire Franklin was the guy I kept thinking in my head. But then when you're like, no, it's actually not a Colts, I was like, then it had to be Bobby Wagner. So I knew he was way up there.
Bobby W. Coming back from the dead and leading the league in
Yeah.
tackles.
Apparently, Jesus. All right, y'all. That was a good battle. 5-4, final score. Let's finish off this episode 89, talking NBA trade deadline. We're going to throw out some predictions. We've seen this season, at least notable names. I'm sure there's been more guys than this traded. James Harden, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Terry Rozier all traded during this season. Let's just start with what came out before we started recording. That apparently LeBron James is at the top of the trade list for the Lakers. Do you guys buy this report at all?
A little, but I just think there's so few teams that are going to want LeBron, and I don't know what you're going to get for him. So it's like, it just seems to me his performance for the rest of the season would be of more value to you as the Lakers than whatever you're going to get for him. But I don't know.
I buy it if it's coming out because that means it's LeBron. LeBron is in charge of all the narratives around LeBron, and I think if that's coming out, I think it's legit.
So you're saying he leaked it himself?
Well, not him, but someone close to him that knows a lot or heard something.
Maybe Rich Paul, his agent, or somebody.
Right, someone in those circles is leaking it, I think, and I guess Polanco might have said something too. So I don't know. I was looking at the teams though. Who realistically is like the trade partner? The Knicks or the Cavs? Like
Spinny and I were talking before we started recording. We came up with the Knicks, the Sixers, and the Warriors.
Knicks.
I could also see a return to Cleveland. That would have to involve Garland, right?
Probably.
Yeah, and I feel like
just to make contracts match.
is Tobias and picks. Warriors is obviously some Wiggins Kuminga picks combo.
Correct. I can't figure out the Knicks though. I know they have to
give up Julius Randle, but then what's the point of that?
That's what I feel like too. Like if you want LeBron on that team, you should want him with OG, Brunson, and Randle, right?
Yeah.
You already traded quickly and Barrett. You don't really have any young, semi-intriguing options. You have a lot of role players, but they're trading LeBron. They don't want the role players.
Unless it's like picks and unless it's like a Quentin Grimes and picks situation. I mean, he's probably the most tradable piece.
And you'd have to throw in like Fournier and whatever else to match salary.
Yeah, or Hard or whoever's the salary matching that.
Yeah. I feel like it makes more sense for the Warriors and Sixers than the Knicks. Even the Cavs, I do think makes more sense than the Knicks.
You did point out before that he does have that no trade clause. So I'm guessing that's to the team that he wants. So I'm guessing they're not going to get like the biggest haul they can get just because LeBron kind of has a say in which team he kind of goes to, right? Because let's just say that the biggest haul they're getting is from the Thunder. He could say,
I lied. He does not have a no trade clause, but he has a trade kicker. So it still makes it a little harder to trade him then because of the contract issues that would arise from the trade kicker.
Well, disregard my last 30 seconds.
I'm an idiot. That's my fault. All right. Well, one of my predictions, because I still think they're going to go this route rather than trade LeBron, but who the hell knows, I guess. The Lakers trade for DeJounte Murray and keep Austin Reeves in the deal. Do you guys think I'm crazy with that prediction, or you guys kind of feeling the same thing? What do you guys think about that?
I think it's possible, but I think it almost has to be a 3-team trade.
It does, 100%, yes.
Yeah.
It would have to be, yes.
I don't think the Hawks want D'Lo, and that's going to have to be a big part of it. You got to find D'Lo to go. One thing I saw would be using the Hawks, using the Nets, and that's where you send D'Lo, and then Dinwiddie to the Hawks, and Murray to the Lakers, and then picks that 2029 first going to the Hawks as well. That could be an interesting one without Reeves.
Yeah, that would be interesting. How about you, Spinny? You got anything?
Yeah, a little bit more low key, but I think could be very helpful for this team. Jakob Poeltl from the Raptors is gone, goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think
that would be a great
really
fit.
use him. Big depth, someone that's going to stay healthy. And you got to think it's some combo of whatever, a first or two, probably one first, and then Puko and Bertans and whatever salary match you got to do in there. But yeah, I like that move for the Thunder, especially in the playoffs. I think they could be very helpful to them.
Oh my gosh, I did not realize how long he was under contract for, but they obviously have plenty of money to go around. So I do like that fit a lot. Obviously, I've been saying how many freaking times on this pod to trade for another big man if I was the Thunder. So I like that fit. And obviously the Raptors are selling. They've already traded two of their guys. They're probably going to trade another one. Another low-key guy I was going to mention, Gary Trent Jr. He's on an expiring deal. Raptors on load-in roster. I'd be shocked if they didn't move him for at least something, or they're going to pull a Fred VanVleet and let him walk for completely nothing. I guess who knows with Masai.
Masai's a wild
Forbes, do
card.
you have any trades you're thinking of that might go down?
Do we think the Wolves do anything during the next week?
Okay.
We don't
I'm
really
trying to think. Well,
we can't get anything splashy, but we could use some shooting. And I think a bench shooter is probably if I don't know. If you really want to make a run at a championship, you kind of got to make some kind of move for a shooter.
We need a bench shooter, 100%. You were absolutely right with that. I'm going to pull this name out here.
Is Brogdon out of the price range? That's why I'm floating. Sorry, boss. I had to steal your thunder really quick.
He might be.
He might be a little bit out of the price range, I feel like. Give me your name, Bus.
That's good. I had Brogdon down as getting traded on the Blazers. More of a low-key guy, though. Absolute snipe, one of the best three-point shooters in the entire league. Luke Kennard is rumored to be on the trade block. Wouldn't obviously cost as much, I would assume, as Brogdon, but who knows? He would fit in perfectly with us, for sure.
I like that. I like that name.
That sounds like 2 seconds.
Yep.
Like, if we could finesse him for, just throw him Shake Milton to match contracts and some seconds, we do have a good second. Can't remember what teams it is. We do have a very good second that'll be top 5 likely in the second round, making it a top 40 pick, top 35, 40 pick. So I would imagine that would be involved. But let's get that man on the team. I mean, he shoots basically 50% from 3. Like, he's just an absolute knockdown shooter. So he would fit perfectly. Other than that, though, Forbes, I'm with you. I mean, we don't have the room to make anything else other than more of a low key move than that. So,
all right, my next move idea: does anyone pay up for Mikal Bridges? That's the question. Does anyone pay up for Mikal Bridges?
No.
No.
Short answer, no.
Yeah, I was just trying to look and find teams. I think the Knicks potentially they'd have to do a lot of pick giving in there. But again, the Nets turned down 4 firsts.
4,
rumored.
Yeah.
So you got to give up 5 firsts for this guy, and I think that's a little...
no shot.
But is there a team?
That's
there
absurd.
A team with a player like? Okay, hear me out. Is a Murray and picks or a Trae Young situation? Could that be in play? Trae Young to the Nets, Bridges to the Hawks, and you go with Bridges and Murray? I don't know. Just some interesting thoughts I was floating around in my head.
I think if the Hawks are trading one of those 2 guards, it's Murray. So I
mostly agree.
I just think it's Trae Young's city right now. I would actually be stunned if they traded Trae Young over DeJounte Murray.
That's fair. One more thing I had floated: Michael Porter and some picks from Denver for Mikal Bridges. I don't know. Just a couple. I was trying to make it fit somewhere. And I feel like Porter's a player of caliber enough that if you added some picks around, could be enticing for the Nets. But
you know the Nuggets ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, I
don't know.
They just want a title. They just want a title with him. Why would they trade him during the season?
I don't know.
I think I decline.
Porter could be out.
I think I
decline if you're the Nets.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. What else you got, Bus?
Warriors. Let's jump to them, huh? I think one of their vets is getting moved. One of these three, CP3, Clay, or Wiggins, one of those guys is getting dealt within the next week. I would assume it's Clay, or not Clay, CP3 or Wiggins, Clay being the last of those three. What do you guys think? You guys, because I feel like CP3, it worked for a little bit, right? They did start off pretty well, but they have been really struggling. And if they're actually trying to win still, which they should be, you have Steph Curry on your team, you should be trying to win games. I think you need to trade CP3 and try to get bigger. I mean, you just can't have that lineup. That's just way too small of a lineup. Especially if you're throwing Draymond out there at the 5. Their crunch time lineup, you're gonna have a Clay, Curry, CP3, and Draymond all out there. You're gonna get destroyed by the Wolves, the Nuggets of the Western Conference with all these big bodies.
Yeah, no, if I'm the Warriors, I mean, you're selling all these guys at their lowest value too. So
that is true. That is a good point.
God, what was Bob Myers? He got out at the perfect time. He
did.
He knew it.
He's like, oh my God, in 2 years, this is gonna be brutal. But I think Wiggins is still probably the one that makes the most. He has the most value. So and he's the one that's not really attached to the Warriors like the other guys. So I think he's the first one they'll move. I don't know. What can you even give for CP3 at this point?
That's what I mean. What is CP3 worth?
God, they're all expensive too, these guys. Except for, Paul, but
I know.
CP3, yeah.
Obviously way overpaid.
Clay, I believe, is expiring though.
Move. True, Clay is expiring. But also, it'll be interesting to see if LeBron's in the cards for them. That would be wild town. Curry and Bron together.
Well, that would be Clay's expiring. Probably Draymond.
Kuminga for sure.
Yeah, maybe you get to keep Draymond.
No, I would say
I think it's Wiggins and Kuminga.
Yes, I think so too. Because Rich Paul, is sitting in the meetings, being the agent of both Draymond and LeBron, saying you are keeping these motherfuckers together. He's not going to let Draymond be involved in that deal.
You try to run with Clay, Curry, Bron.
That's what you're trying to do.
And Green. Or not Wiggins. Whoever. That's the thing though. Who's your 3 in there? But
who knows?
Yeah,
who freaking knows? I'm if Moody's not involved, maybe he finally gets to play more. Maybe it's Moody out there.
Or it's Wiggins and Moody, and you keep Kuminga. It'd be interesting to see exactly what LeBron's market value is. I think that determines a lot of this, how much are the Lakers actually getting offered for LeBron.
The fact that this came out a week before the trade deadline, I feel like it's like LeBron saying, boys, get your best offers out. I'm getting traded. I feel like the more I think about it, more of this, I just let it stir in my mind. It's I think LeBron's gonna be traded within the next week.
Yeah, you're starting to make very, very good points. He's starting to make good points. So Forbes is starting to make me think it's going to happen too, because the whole narrative thing, that is factual, especially at this point of his career, 20 years in. LeBron is going to be the one to control that narrative and get that story out there for sure.
It'll be interesting.
I just can't even wrap my head around that thought of LeBron James being traded. Never thought that would have happened.
Please.
Okay, I do have a couple other more low-key options. Do we think – so I have both Bogdanoviches are going to get traded. Bogdan and Bojan. Bogdan of the Hawks, Bojan of the Pistons. More about Bojan. Do you guys think the Pistons are finally going to trade him? Because for some some freaking reason they didn't trade him last deadline.
These two never get traded. We always think they're going to get traded, and they never do. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm with you. I would bet on the side of neither of them gets traded before.
I guess, right?
Two of them.
Yeah, I lean Spinny's way too. I almost always lean like less trades than more trades. And I kind of like the idea of these guys just never getting traded when all the speculation around is they should be moved.
Well, the rumor had it that the Pistons wanted like at least 2 firsts for Bojan. So like I get why no one's moving then if that's actually the price, you know.
These markets are nuts.
These markets are nuts. Some of the GMs are nuts. What else we got, Bus?
I do think Jeremy Grant will also be moved.
Ooh, I like that.
Trying
Someone
to think
gonna pay
of
the price. How many years
that's
are
the
left
thing,
on
right?
that deal now? Is it 2 or 3?
Couple. He just signed it not that long ago, right? Like
yeah, it's 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I think it's 3, but
so you got to weigh that how much you want to pay that man over the next couple of years, but he is obviously a scoring wing
in that case as well. Too.
Right. Being a scoring wing, I feel like there's a lot of contenders out there that could use a Jeremy Grant type player. One immediate one to come to mind. Obviously, they probably need to make more of a defensive move at this deadline, but the Mavs, I think he would slide in pretty well next to Luka and Kyrie there. They obviously don't really have anything for forward depth. One final one I have to throw out, unless you guys have any others. Miles Bridges. Some team apparently might want this guy, this idiot, who shouldn't even be in the league. He's on an expiring deal, so I would be shocked if the Hornets kept him because they would have already extended him. You think you would, right? Like that would have been done this past summer, or am I just dumb?
I'm sad even giving this guy airtime on this pod. So, but
all right,
you
Miles Bridges, we're not talking about you. Get the hell out of here.
All right, good. That's what we like.
Get kicked out of this league, you scum.
All right. We don't know the exact details, but you know, I mean, it doesn't.
No, we do.
Good.
We know the details.
Let's not jump.
We know the details.
Yeah. All right.
We do.
Right.
All right, y'all. Drop comments. What you think's gonna happen on this deadline? As we know, it's always crazy. It's always crazy. I'm gonna come out and say it right now. You guys know what I'm gonna say. I'm following that man, LeBron James. I don't care where he's traded to. That is my second favorite team immediately. Behind the Wolves, immediately.
Really? No matter what? No matter what? Team,
he can go to the Warriors, the team I used to absolutely hate because of their rivalry. He can go to the Warriors, and I am the second. Warriors are my second team immediately.
Wild.
Every
Absolutely
team.
Wild. What do you think of this?
I'm just not wired like that.
I know.
I get it, though.
Do you get it?
Well, no, all these kids these days, they all like the players better. They follow the players, and maybe that's the right way to follow sport.
Wolves are still my squad. Like, let's not get it twisted.
I'm backing you up.
Okay.
All right.
In terms of my second team, I should be able to follow LeBron. Yes, thank you. And hold on, different sport, but Spinny, Bucks were your favorite team when Brady went there, so shut the hell up.
But I completely admitted my bandwagoning, though. Admitted.
And so did I. I just said it. I just said it.
You guys are 2 peas in a pod.
Then we're fine.
Just following the 2 goats around.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. All right, Forbes, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh, thanks. Fun. Thanks as always. This is always fun.
Number 1 squad in the West. I didn't even see your headline. Amazing headline. Awesome. Go Wolves. Go. Hopefully they keep that shit rolling.
Agreed.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Wow. We did.
There it is. Let's go. Let's get
Mike
it.
Ditka. The Steve Smith Sr.
Santana Moss. Let's go.
The Mark Andrews.
The Doug Baldwin, baby.
The Doug Baldwin. One of the most elite catches in Super Bowl history just to freaking lose the Patriots. God.
My happiest moments. Brady Super Bowls. All right, Hardies and Ardles, we love you. Thanks for listening. Hug your friends and family. And get the heck out of here.